Good evening. Today's Sunday, and now it's 8:17. For the past 2 days, I stayed in the hospital with my daughter, and thank God we came home yesterday. And as for me, I also feel not comfortable in the beginning, but I try to hang on and try to keep moving, do some easy jogging. I feel better today. This afternoon, I have borrowed a lot of books about the culture, about the history of Taiwan, especially the Aboriginal culture and also the Hakka culture. I'm so, not just interested, but I got a passion, enthusiasm to know better the history of Taiwan. And as I know more, I start to figure it out. What about my bloodline? So I read the books saying about in Ilan there were a lot of Hakka people coming from the mainland China and then settled down in Taiwan. And during the Qing dynasty, a lot of Hakka people moved from the western of Taiwan to the Ilan and even to the Hualien. And about the part of moving to Hualien, I have already heard about that. So that's why we see the some I forgot how to say that. Yeah, the Hakka village in Hualien. But what about Ilan? And then, to my surprise, in Ilan Sanxin and Dongsan, there are also a lot of Hakka village, and even have the annual Hakka festival held by the community and even some temple, Sansan Guowang temple. And what about my bloodline? I have to say that I checked my family history, and I found that at the very beginning, my ancestor's name, their first name is Zhang, and then after that, they got married with the first name of Liu Huang. And that's why my father's name is started with Huang. Started with Liu, and then that's my father's bloodline. I got two men, first name Zhang and Liu, and luckily I not only know the first name but also know the whole name. Started from the China Hokkien province, and the Hokkien province, Shao'an and the Longxi County is where my ancestors came from, and so that means I got a very high possibility have the bloodline of Hakka. But why can't I speak Hakka, or why I didn't hear about any Hakka history of my family? Because those Hakka people they moved from mainland China to Taiwan, but they found in Taiwan there are more Hokkien people. That means we speak Hokkien, and actually the Hokkien transferred to the Taiwanese local language. So those Hakka people, they try to get into the Hokkien society, so they start to learn the new language and the new culture of Hokkien. And finally, they not only knew the language, but also become the real Hokkien people. And with the generation passed by, their kids maybe have no chance to know more about their Hakka history, because their grandfather, their great-grandfather all speak Hokkien to them in Taiwan. So they probably forgot, or they didn't know that they have vast bloodlines of Hakka culture. So that's why I wanted to know more about my bloodline, and I found that from my father's bloodline. But actually, for my great-grandfather, started from both of them all come from Hokkien, but only the first name started with Zhang is more about the Hakka. And then, what about my mom? My mom grew up in Lodong, the Qinggo Township, and their first name of family is Huang. And in Yilan, there are, high possibilities to have the Hakka people moving. We call it migrants. Moving to Elon also, but my mom left her original family and then be adopted by my another grandparents in Sanxin. Although the bloodline from Sanxin, we don't have the real pure blood ancestry of my grandparents, but that doesn't bother me because in the past we see that very often, that a lot of kids were adopted to another family because the hard time a family can raise so many children. So about my bloodline from Sanxin, actually that is not another possibility to have more Hakka culture over there. But now I can be more sure about, I probably have the bloodline from Hakka is from my father's family. Besides that, those people in Taiwan probably 10,000 or maybe 100,000 of people. They were Hakka people before, but finally they are all, we call it the Hokkenized. The Hokkenized Hakka. You get the blood from Hakka, but you know nothing about Hakka. And another easy call is to the Hakalo Hakka. And when I searched online, I knew a lot of famous people. They are all Hokkien people. Hakka people. Is there any chance that I can make sure if I really have the bloodline from Hakka? Actually, it doesn't matter, because it all depends on your mind. That are you really willing to not only know the history but also start to know the language and even want to share the Hakka culture with more people around the world. And we all know that the Hakka culture in the world, that's just uncountable, and worldwide. And when I know that, I suddenly got an inspiration of my reader theater scripts, and in recent year I I want to write some local scripts about our Taiwanese history, especially focus on Yilan first. And I got a time traveler to talk about the challenges that Taiwan faced and SDGs. And then I got another one to talk about the Lodong, Jiaoxi, Yilan history. And also mention some famous and spatial culture, especially focus on those Japanese history in Taiwan. And this time, I really want to write more about that. So the Hakka online just gave me inspiration to think about that. And besides the Hakka culture in Taiwan, especially in Yilan, we also have the Aboriginal culture from Dayan and Amis. But before the Dayan tribe and Amis tribe came to Yilan, the main tribe in Yilan is Gabalan. And that is also the most important tribe that when Wusa, the Hokkien people, Wusa led the Hokkien people, they climbed the mountain and enter Yilan to start a life in Toten. And at that moment, that is the first time the Hokkien culture meet the Aboriginal culture. So I have to say that Taiwan is definitely not the only one culture growing here, but also the mixed culture, the multicultural. Each of Taiwanese, you probably have several kinds of blood type in your body. And we also heard about some people's ancestors from Dutch, the Holland. And probably you have the blood from Spain. Yeah, because they all have some important history in Taiwan. So in the past we can figure out that Taiwan has been an island, the ocean island, and coming in and going out with so many different kinds of people around the world. That's very important. As a Taiwanese, we want our country to be independent. So we have to know our history first. we are not only, colonized by Japan, but also the Aboriginal culture. And 2 days ago, I saw the post on Facebook. They also mentioned about the signs from the young people, from the Aboriginal people. And that is a very, outstanding insight that for those Aboriginal people, they just don't call it science, but also the lifestyle in their daily life. But most of them are about science. The intelligence in life. So we really have the reason and have the duty to know more about Taiwan if we really want to be independent, and that's much more than we related to the men in China before, or we belong to men in China or not. It's not that easy. We are much more multicultural. Besides the Chinese culture. And I'm so proud of knowing that, and also proud to be a part of them, a part of Taiwan. And I think I got a duty to find it back. So we mentioned about Hakalo Haka. We talk about the Gavilan, the Dayan, the Aboriginal culture. At the same time, we are all Hawkinized, so we also have the Hokkien culture. And do you know that or not, that the Hakka language was the call it the normal language of China spoken in the past before, during some dynasty in the history. The Hokkien language was the main language. So at school, I know we got some teachers, they are really from the Hakka family, and they also know the Hakka language. Even in my class, there was one students, they know how to, he knows how to speak Hakka. So the new coming year, I hope I can know more about different languages. And language is just a very simple opening door to the new culture. You also can talk about the food, some customs from their parents, from their grandparents, family, what they see in their grandparents' home and what they heard about. Let's find our bloodline together. And that is also the goal I set for myself. I want to write more about the stories about my homeland in English. And my story is also my homeland story. It's also the story of Taiwan. So that can be also used in different counties if I really made it. In Taiwan, we are not separated. We're combined together. And if we really know that, we are, scraped together to be a very, powerful fist against our enemy. Instead of, fighting to each other and separated into different parties, the political parties, and then see the clone yelling, quarrel on TV every day. I don't really, we don't care your ancestor is from Japan or not, or from mainland China, or what else. It's all from all our bloodline. So be proud of it. Be proud of it. Even we want to be independent, have an independent country. We respect that. And if we want to go back to our origin, to find our origin of our bloodline, no matter it's in China or in Dutch or in Spain, we respect that. It's all okay. But now we're living in this island. We not only respect that, we protect it. We protect the land we're living on. If anyone want to, destroy that, want to hurt our homeland, we have to protect it. And that's what a real Taiwanese people can do. And I know that maybe those stories about the bloodline, or the historical story, probably a little boring in language learning, but that's why we need people. Besides AI, we need people to give it more creativity, to be more fun, interesting. And that's what I'm going to do in this summer. And I'll try hard to finish that. The voice of Elon, right? The voice of Taiwan. The voices of Taiwan. Yeah, the voices. Today's Sunday, and next Tuesday morning I'm going to travel in Thailand. The flight is on Tuesday morning, and hope everything goes well and I can have a short time to totally relax and find the energy during the trip, and then be charged well coming back to see my new homeroom kids. I'm so lucky to be a teacher because I can be a storyteller. Now it's 8:50. I'm still doing the night exercise in Sunnan Elementary School. And I also have a rest without doing the push-up and the pulling up for 2 weeks. Hope my body can get well soon. But I still have to, trim my abs, do the core training, just in case getting fat back. Okay, I think that's all for tonight. Wish everyone stay cool, stay healthy. And when we meet again, let's keep positive and having smile every day. This is Tony. See you guys.